Rubbing my sore stomach, I whispered an apology to the lost baby. Watching Melanie Jacobson's viral video felt like salt on a wound. There was Steven, my husband, kissing her passionately at a wedding. The comments roared with approval, while Melanie played coy, calling me roly-poly to hint I'm the jealous, overweight wife. Steven stumbled home drunk, lipstick on his shirt, offering hollow excuses. When I pushed him away, he snapped, comparing me unfavorably to understanding Melanie. I just miscarried while he was with her. He hadn't even taken my calls. I rubbed my stomach, still sore from the miscarriage, and thought, I'm sorry, little one. You came at the wrong time. Swallowing both physical and emotional pain, I replayed Melanie Jacobson's video. Her flushed cheeks, sparkling eyes, and overflowing affection filled the screen. Below, comments were already flooding in. I was there. I swear, Steven and Melanie were full-on French kissing. Wow. Steven's got moves. No wonder she looks so dazed. Did you see Lainey's face? Still stands. Women outside smell sweeter than the wife at home. The video ended as they finally pulled apart, after what felt like forever. More teasing comments piled up, and Melanie selectively replied to a few. Melanie. Come on guys, don't start rumors. Steve and I are just bros, good pals. Melanie. Keep saying things like that, and roly-poly might get mad, lol. The roly-poly she referred to? That would be me, Anya Rouse. When I was a kid, I had to take steroids for a medical condition, which pushed my weight up to 120 pounds. These days I weighed just 90 pounds, even slimmer than Melanie herself. Yet, she still clung to that nickname, especially when Stephen Cobham was around. My chest tightened, as if a rock was pressing down on it. Thus, this was why Stephen dropped a multi-million-dollar deal today to be a groomsman at an ex-classmate's wedding that I had assumed it was brotherhood that pulled him there. But it turned out his first love, Melanie, was the bridesmaid. How foolish I had been that I knew it was time to end this relationship. It was late when Stephen stumbled home, reeking of alcohol. Bright red lipstick smudged his pristine white shirt. He called my name a few times, but I stayed in bed unmoving. Drunkenly, he buried his head into my chest, coaxing, Honey, I'm sorry. It was just a game with Lainey. I was the groomsman. She was the bridesmaid. I didn't have a choice. Really? No choice? Because the look in his eyes during that kiss, the delight, the pride, was impossible to miss. When I didn't respond, he rubbed his head against my chest, trying to charm me. Honey, forgive me, okay? In the past, his puppy dog act would have melted my anger instantly. Now the image of him and Melanie's kiss made me feel sick that I pushed him away and rolled to the far side of the bed. Upon sensing my rejection, Stephen's playful demeanor turned to anger. Anya, I apologized already. What more do you want? He snapped. Everyone was just messing around at the wedding. You're the only one taking it seriously. I've been running around all day. Can't you stop with the tantrums? His voice grew harsher. Why can't you learn from Lainey? She's so understanding. What's your problem? And we're married. What more do you want from me? Right, Stephen and I dated for 7 years and were married for 5. Back in school, my pursuit of him had been practically the talk of the campus. After getting married, we moved into my parents' unused villa that I had handed over my savings to help him start a business. And my father had pulled every string he could to make it a success. Within 5 years, Stephen became the sought-after Mr. Cobham at our wedding. He had vowed in front of everyone. Anya, I swear to love and cherish you forever. I believed him so much that I quietly stepped out of the spotlight, giving him full control of the company. However, his newfound wealth had brought along his high school crush, Melanie, whom he hired as his personal assistant. In the past, I might have thrown a tantrum, screamed, or cried. Every time I did, Stephen would look down on me, scolding me for being unreasonable and insecure. What he didn't know was that while he had been busy kissing Melanie today, I had bled while drinking with a company client. It was only when I was sent to the hospital that I found out I had been pregnant and miscarrying that I had called him several times, but he had declined every call. I later realized he had been too busy with Melanie to even notice me. Suddenly, I felt like none of this mattered anymore. I sighed with a wry smile, looking at Stephen's self-righteousness. The thunder outside roared louder, mirroring my feelings. Stephen, let's divorce, I said finally. The house and car are mine. They were premarital assets. We'll split the company 50-50. His eyes widened in disbelief. Anya, are you insane? I just kissed her. You're divorcing me over this? I didn't know you were such a petty, narrow-minded woman. Before I could respond, his phone rang. The voice on the other end was light and sweet. Steve, it's storming, and I'm scared. I'm all alone. Can you come over and keep me company? Melanie asked. Stephen gently reassured her. Don't worry, Lainey. I'll be there soon. His voice was softer than I had ever heard him speak to me. After hanging up, he turned to me, his face cold and emotionless. Anya, I know you're just upset. I'll give you some time to cool off. I watched as the man I once loved deeply turned into someone I didn't know. I grabbed his sleeve, desperation leaking into my voice. Stephen, don't go. Stay with me, please. His expression darkened further. Can you stop being so unreasonable? Lainey's terrified of storms. How can I leave her alone? Without another word, he walked out the door. I curled up in the corner as thunder shook the house. I was also scared of the storm. When I was a kid, my parents had always been busy working. During storms, I would cling to my stuffed toys, trembling. Stephen had once promised me he would always be there to hold me through the storms. He had said, Anya, from now on, I'll be by your side during every storm. But tonight he chose someone else. He was worried about Melanie being scared at home alone, but I was alone too. Half an hour later, Melanie posted a photo. 2 hands intertwined at a green Rolex adorned one wrist, the cuff of a crisp white shirt framing the hand, unmistakably Steven's. Yet his wedding ring was gone, leaving only a faint mark behind.